Hi folks. I decided to make my grandmother's and my mom's hamburger vegetable soup recipe again. I did it on my last channel, but that content's all gone, so I decided to make it again. And so I'm going to give you a few directions and then pause it and then come back again later, and I will have pictures with directions as well. Okay, let's flip you around. So I like to start out with at least a pound of ground beef, and cooked well and drained, of course, but where we get our ground beef is at Ashton Meats here locally, and there's never any grease that I need to drain off, and it's just wonderful. I can't stand to buy ground beef in the grocery store. It smells and it tastes funny compared to what this is. This is just wonderful. And we'll come over here, and I always use my crock pot. You don't have to, of course. And I start out with about a glass of water, a can of tomato soup, and a can of tomato sauce, a small can. And there's no recipe for this. You can use your own proportions, whatever. It really doesn't matter. Just make it to taste. And I always blend up a jar of my home bottled tomatoes from my garden. And I use the Himalayan pink salt. I use pickling spice, which sounds crazy, but that's the secret ingredient. And no, you just don't dump those spices in your soup. You put it in something like this, like a tea ball or whatever you've got. I used to actually put it in a piece of sheet and tie it closed and throw it in, but I graduated to one of these. And some pepper and garlic salt. And a bag of mixed vegetables. And if you can find the ones with the lima beans in it also, that's what I prefer, but I can't get them very often anymore. And this was a 12-ounce bag of vegetables. It just depends on how much you want to make. And all that I just mentioned, all those ingredients, I put it in the crock pot right here and start it warming up. And then I'm going to add my celery, and that's 2 stalks of celery. And I always put some of the leaves in just for flavor and then take them out before I serve the soup. And this is about 3 potatoes. And it was about a third of this large onion. So I will add those ingredients in along with the hamburger, and I will be back shortly. Okay, we've got all those ingredients added in there. And the reason I buy the mixed vegetables frozen is because I like my soup to be soup and have smaller pieces, and I like my stew to be stew and have bigger pieces. So that's why I buy that. And then some of the things that aren't handy this time of year, well, they're all in the same bag all together and just makes it easier. And then you just cook it. I'll put it on the crock pot on high till it gets bubbling, and then I'll turn it down to low, and it just depends on how your crock pot or your stove heats and the temperature that you cook it at, how long you do it. But I will generally do it 6 to 8 hours. I like it till the celery and the potatoes are real tender. I don't like to have my vegetables hard at all in my soup. And so you just taste it and add to it as you go. You may need to add some garlic salt, some pink salt or whatever salt you use, your pepper. You may need to add a little bit more water if it's a little more tomato-y than you like it, or you can add some ketchup in there or some more tomato sauce if it needs to be stronger. And then I throw my tea ball in with my pickling spice. This is really yummy, you guys. My kids grew up having this. First at Grandma's and then at their mom's house. They weren't around to know great-grandma, but I was. Okay, I'll talk to you in a little bit. Okay, y'all, here we are, back in the kitchen. I left this on high. I thought I turned it on low. So it's just a few hours later. Let's see. Well, I don't know. It's 7:30. I don't remember when I started this, but there, that's better. Get my finger out of there. It's looking pretty good. It needs a little bit more liquid water, so I'm going to add some to it. It's quite tomatoey. Better stir with my left hand, but I can't do much with my left hand. Keep my finger out of the screen. And then, what I forgot to tell you, one of the ingredients, these are alphabet letras. They're little alphabets, like what you get in some of the canned chicken soups for kids. I like to add those at the end when it's about done cooking, or rice. And I just add minute rice or whatever. I'm just going to put it all in and hope it doesn't get too thick. I can always add some water and more tomato if I need to, but next time you look at this, I show you, it will be thicker because those letters will be cooked. And I'll be taking these celery leaves out that in fact, I'll take that one out right now. Get off there. Yeah, I got some of it. Anyway, I'll show you the end product in just a little bit. Okay, y'all, here it is. How's that look? The little alphabets are cooked, and I poured just a little bit of rice that was left in the bottom of a box. It wasn't worth keeping around in there too. And so if you don't want it this thick, just add a little bit of water or a small can of tomato sauce, however you like the taste to be. And I seasoned it with the garlic salt and pepper and Himalayan pink salt and the pickling spice in the tea ball. There's the tea ball. And I just fill that up and leave it in there while it cooks. And I know that sounds weird to you, but that's what makes it taste good. Look at that. Isn't that yummy looking? And then if you want to make some toasted butter bread or toasted garlic bread to go along with it and dip it in there, that tastes really good. And a side salad. Look over here. Look at this. I trimmed my jade plant. It said, don't trim any more than 20 or 30% at a time so you don't put your plant into shock. Well, here's my plant. Do you think I took too much? I got noticing. I thought, oh, it doesn't look like a tree anymore. And oh my gosh, it had all this foliage growing down and I want it to go up, and it's kind of tipping now. So I don't know if I can get it to go straight up or not. Yep. And I've got all kinds of aloe vera plants everywhere. These are in two little teeny pots setting in a bigger pot, so when I water them it doesn't overflow. And then I have a ton in the other room. They're just going crazy. Just going crazy. Okay. That'll be it. Rowdy out. Okay, I decided I'd have the husband do a taste test for us.
This is really interesting, watching me eat.
It is.
No, it's really good. Really good, and it's hot. So I don't like watching people eat, and I don't want you to see me eat. But here we go.
Actually, folks, that's his second bowl because he had already eaten. So he got a little bowl and ate it, and then
Had to have another.
he did. So it's pretty good.
This is not pretty good. It's just really spectacularly good.
That would be Mama and Grandma's recipe.
Yep, yep.
Rowdy out.